Rations of food and a blanket or two is a good start in building a survival pack, but staying alive in a real crisis means thinking beyond just what goes in your stomach. It means being ready to move, adapt, and stay ahead of whatever's coming. Whether it's a natural disaster, a blackout, or something worse, these 20 survival items will protect you and your family when things go sideways. Starting with number 1. Head torches. Think about it. What's the first thing that usually goes out during a storm, earthquake, or any other disaster? Electricity, right? Time and again, people get plunged into darkness, unable to see more than a few inches in front of you, and no, your phone isn't the answer. Without power, how are you going to charge it? Sight is survival 101, and that's why a torch, specifically a head one, belongs at the top of your list. It keeps your hands free, your vision steady, and your mobility unhindered while moving through unfamiliar areas, working in the dark, or setting up camp. Look for a model that gives you at least 1000 lumens and a beam distance of around 200 meters. Need a pro tip? Don't cheap out on a dollar store option. Light is survival, treat it that way. Get a head torch that's waterproof, impact resistant, and juiced by a reliable battery life. Some even come with strobe or SOS functions, which are good for signaling or momentarily disorienting a threat. Finally, seeing the perks? Well, there's plenty more where that came from. Next on our list is the ultimate tool to hold your setup together. Number 2. Paracords. Whether you're hanging clothes, tying down shelters, setting up fishing lines, or climbing a steep hill, cordage is a must-have addition in any survival pack. But not all ropes do the trick. Military standard parachute cords are stronger, more durable, and ultra tough, so they can do way more than just help you set up camp. Need a string for a bow drill fire starting kit or something to set traps? Paracords have a thick, practically indestructible texture perfect for such situations. You can also lash branches together with it to create a basic lean-to shelter or secure a tarp for something more sophisticated. What's more, you can wrap a few feet around your wrist or bag strap so they're always in reach. Paracord delivers plain and simple, but once your shelter's up and your gear's secured, there's one thing you'll want to reach for next, a tool so time-tested it won't let you down. Number 3. Fixed blade survival knife. When it comes to survival situations, there's one tool that stands above the rest: fixed blade survival knives. Simple yet versatile, its value cannot be overstated. It's far stronger than the average folding knife and is more reliable in harsh conditions. It cuts through rope, bone, or even wood like it's butter and can be used to craft simple tools. But why is this so important in a crisis? Well, imagine a situation where you're stranded or need to fend for yourself. No one's coming to save you, and you're as defenseless as a man in the middle of a scorching desert. Having a reliable knife could be the difference between life and death, as you'll need to carve notches to create a shelter or defend yourself from any threat, especially as tasers are illegal in some states. What you want to do, though, is to look for knives with durable, non-slip handles. Full tang construction, meaning the metal runs through the entire handle for added strength, and a blade length between 4 to 7 inches, perfect for most survival tasks. Brands like Gerber, Benchmade, and EC are all trusted for making quality survival knives that tick all the boxes. But once you've got a knife to shape what you need, the next thing you should be thinking about is fire. Number 4. Fire starters. Fire is one of the most dangerous things on the planet when left unchecked, but make no mistake, it will keep you alive during emergencies. Without fire, you can't boil water, cook food, stay warm, or keep predators at a distance. Temperatures drop notoriously fast at night, and that's why you should never rely on just one method to make a flame. Stormproof matches are good and all, but a solid ferro rod is even better. And while you're at it, throw in a lighter or two so you'll have more things to depend on. But always ensure you keep your fire starters in waterproof bags and stash a few in different places in your gear. You don't want to be stuck digging through that one pack that just got wet. And now that you've secured your heat source, it's time to set your gaze on the next best element, or at least a way to purify it. Number 5. Purification Tablets. Humans can survive up to 3 weeks without food, but only about 3 days without water, a staggering stat that oozes how crucial water truly is. But not just any water will do. The water you find, whether from streams, taps, or barrels during disasters, wars, or remote travel, might not be safe to drink. That's why it's crucial to have a reliable way to purify whatever water you can find. Now, boiling is the most reliable method to do this, but what happens in freezing temperatures when flames may be hard to nurture? Well, portable filters are the next best thing after sliced bread. They remove bacteria, parasites, sediment, and some even handle viruses. Just drop a tablet in the bowl, wait the recommended time, and have a soothing drink of your water. Now, worried about the added weight? Well, you shouldn't be. The tablets can be kept in a keychain pouch or wallet so you won't feel a thing. But always remember, clear water doesn't always mean it's clean. Now up next is a tool most people don't think about until it's too late. Number 6. Insect repellent. It sounds like a small thing compared to food, water, or weapons, but out there in the real world, off-grid, sleeping in a tent, or walking through the brush, or standing water, you'll really wish you had a deterrent for bugs. They're not just annoying and pesky, we're talking diseases, infections, sleepless nights, and misery that stacks up fast. Mosquitoes, for instance, can carry things like West Nile virus and malaria. Ticks bring Lyme disease, and then you've got sandflies, biting ants, spiders, and a dozen other pests depending on where you are. One bite might not mean much, but 20, 50, 100, you'll scratch yourself raw, lose sleep, get infected, and that's when the real problems begin. So here's what to do. Pack 2 types of repellent. First, grab aerosol sprays or foggers to treat your camp area. Spray them around your sleeping spot, the entry points to your tent, your gear, and even your clothes. That creates a barrier that keeps most of them out before they get near you. Second though, get a good skin-applied repellent with DEET or picaridin, the kind that lasts for hours and won't wash off the second you sweat. Apply it to your ankles, wrists, neck, anywhere skin is exposed. And that way no bug's gonna be able to come near you. Number 7. First aid kit. If you're building a survival pack and you don't have a first aid kit in it, you're just not ready, period. Cuts, burns, broken bones, and infections do not wait for help to show up, so why are you leaving things to chance? A first aid kit is your first line of defense, but it's not just about tossing a few band-aids and some alcohol wipes in a bag. A real survival-grade first aid kit should be built with the worst-case scenarios in mind. You want gauze, adhesive tape, antiseptic, tweezers, medical gloves, burn gel, trauma shears, and at least one tourniquet. But don't forget to pack painkillers, pack allergy meds, pack something for fevers, for stomach issues, for infections. Think beyond the surface wounds, think long-term. Now the best part, you don't have to be a medic to use this stuff, just know the basics. Learn how to stop bleeding, learn how to clean and dress a wound so it doesn't get infected, learn how to splint a limb if you or someone you love takes a bad fall. But also don't forget to add what you know you'll need based on your family's health history. Maybe someone's diabetic, maybe someone's prone to allergic reactions. We can't possibly stress enough the importance of keeping it labeled, organized, and waterproof. Number 8. Personal hygiene kit. Staying clean might not seem like the top priority when you're just trying to survive, but let me tell you this, nothing can take you down faster than poor hygiene. Infections, illness, rashes, and bacteria thrive when you stop taking care of the basics, and that's why most fall sick during a crisis. Your kit doesn't even need to be fancy. You only need a toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, clippers, a razor, sanitary wipes, and biodegradable toilet paper. Feminine hygiene products are also needed. You can't go wrong with a small mirror. You can even throw in a hand sanitizer or some disinfectant if you've got the space. The last thing you want is a fungal rash, infected cut, or a stomach issue stemming from dirty hands. Number 9. Tasers. Let's be real, police, emergency crews, security, they're all human. They're limited and have a max threshold of people they can attend to. When danger is right in front of you, it's just you and whatever you've got to defend your family. That's why a taser, if legal in your state, is very crucial. Now, let's get this clear. Tasers and stun guns are not the same, but both can stop a threat fast. A taser shoots out probes that attach to an attacker and send a powerful electric shock through their system, causing temporary paralysis. Now, you don't need to be accurate like you're in a movie, just hit the center mass, pull the trigger, and boom, the threat is gone. Now, there's a common misconception that civilian tasers are of inferior quality, but it's all a hoax. Most can hold a charge of 30 seconds, 6 times longer than the ones cops use, so you're actually getting a half-minute head start to run, hide, regroup, or protect your family. Most of these tools are legal in over 40 states, but always check your local laws. But if you happen to live in one of the restricted states, don't fret, because the next tool on our list might be the safer and legal alternative you need. Number 10. Pepper spray. Small yet effective. No survivalist should roll their eyes over having a pepper spray. Most think it's for joggers or college kids walking to their car, but imagine a situation where your family is attacked by someone with a weapon. First defense could leave you hurt, especially when a spray could have ended the situation in seconds. Why? Well, because the lungs tighten immediately, the eyes get stung with the chemical, they can't see, they can't breathe properly, and just like that, you know you have the upper hand. Most sprays also work from 8 to 12 feet, so you don't need to be super close to the threat. And as far as more benefits go, pepper sprays are light, legal in most places, and fit in a coat pocket or clip to your belt. Just make sure you're buying a real one, not that perfume bottle stuff. Look for high SHU ratings, say 2 million or more, and get a safety lock that won't slip. Simple, quiet, no permanent damage. It's the perfect tool to nip any situation in the bud. Number 11. Small firearm. Regardless of where you stand regarding gun laws in America, it's undeniable that firearms can be used to defend against criminals. The mere presence of a gun may frighten a criminal away, thus reducing the likelihood of loss of property, injury, or death. Little wonder why roughly a third of US homes with children have a gun or two. That being said, there's no need to get creative here. Get a small firearm, as it's easier to maintain, store, and a lot safer in a home with children. And do remember that statistics suggest half of unintentional firearm injuries among children and teens happen in homes, usually when the kids were playing or showing it to someone else. So always teach children the dangers associated with firearms and store them unloaded, locked away, and out of sight. And trigger locks also work like a charm. Number 12. Myar Blanket. You've probably already got a tarpaulin or blanket stashed somewhere, and sure, that's a start, but if you're serious about survival, regular blankets aren't going to cut it when the temperature drops hard or when the weather turns brutal. What you really want in your pack is a solar blanket or a sub-zero grade sleeping bag, something designed not just for comfort, but for keeping you alive. Solar blankets, also known as Myar blankets or emergency blankets, are made from thin reflective material that does two very important things. For starters, it traps your body heat and bounces it right back at you, slowing down heat loss. And then, when you're out in the sun and need to stay cool, just flip it around and it'll reflect sunlight away from your body. Also, don't be fooled by how small they look. A Myar blanket can keep a grown adult from going into hypothermia. Pair it with a sub-zero sleeping bag, and you've got a setup that'll hold up even when the temperature hits below freezing. Keep one in your car, in your bug-out bag, and in your home stash, because once the cold sets in, you won't have time to wish you had it. Number 13. Signal mirror. It's a shame how many so-called survival preppers overlook this item, but it's definitely a must-have in your arsenal. Signal mirrors help you call for help without making a sound. They're especially useful during search and rescue missions when helicopters are scanning the area from above. All it takes is a bit of sunlight and the reflection of the mirror does the rest. Fascinated? Well, we've barely touched the surface. The best part of signal mirrors is an upward flash so bright it's nearly impossible to miss for anyone looking for you. In fact, many signal mirrors can reflect light up to 15 miles away, farther than you'll likely ever be from help. So the next time you're shopping for additions to your survival gear, make sure not to leave this tool behind. The downside is, though, that they work best on bright sunny days due to the need for light, so make sure you pair it with the next item. Number 14. Emergency whistle. This is a must-have item in your survival pack to protect your family, an emergency whistle. Okay, maybe not just one, you'll need at least one for each member of the family, and maybe a couple of spares just in case. They're low weight and compact, making them the best option for a survival pack, especially when you consider the fact that whistles are far more effective than trying to scream at the top of your lungs. The piercing sounds generated by the whistle can be heard from a mile away, which is a lot of help, as it's unlikely you'd have the energy to constantly shout during a crisis. That said, although the standard SOS whistle signal is at 3 short blasts, it's also wise to create a few custom signals to communicate with the people you'll be with during a crisis, especially in situations where families or groups may be separated from their homes. Number 15. GPS Locator Beacon. Coming in at number 15 is the GPS Locator Beacon. It's one of the pricier tools on the list, but it could be the one that saves your life or someone else's when everything goes south. These compact handheld devices sync with satellites and allow you to send a distress signal not only to your contacts but also to global rescue agencies. Think of it as a lifeline that doesn't rely on cell towers or Wi-Fi. No dialing, no fumbling, just one press of a button, your location is broadcast to the right people. Unlike smartphones or most satellite messengers, locator beacons are built for true emergencies, and they don't need recharging thanks to long-lasting batteries that can survive for years, and their signals are far stronger than what most phones can manage. In a real crisis, it's the kind of tech that you want on your side. Number 16. Kubatan. Up next on our list of survival items you need to protect your family during a crisis is the Kubatan. Now, we could have rattled off a dozen weapons that qualify as solid protection tools, but the Kubatan makes a lot more sense, especially when you're thinking about arming friends or family who might not have any self-defense training. This compact tool is about half an inch thick, made up of 6 segments, and is designed to pack a serious punch in close-range encounters. The beauty of it, though, you don't need to be a martial arts expert or Bruce Lee with nunchucks. They're as simple as getting within arm's reach of your attacker. When picking out one for your kit, though, go for variations with tapered ends, built-in pepper spray, or even spikes. The more features, the more versatile it becomes. And keep in mind, after a natural disaster or major disruption, it's not just wild animals or shady strangers you may need to fend off. Desperation makes people do unpredictable things, and it's better to be prepared than caught off guard. Speaking of which, we have number 17. Battery-powered radio. When the power's out, the internet's down and your phone has no signal, there's still one way to know what's going on: battery-powered radios. More than an old-school gimmick, radios are one of the few ways to be abreast with information when modern communication collapses. We can't express just how crucial staying informed during emergencies is. Weather updates, evacuation orders, civil alerts, and even government broadcasts are all broadcasted on AM and FM frequencies, so you're sure to never be off guard. That said, the kind of radio you want is compact, durable, and powered by regular batteries. Better yet, go for one with a hand crank or solar panel as backup. That way you can still generate power manually even if your batteries run out. Some even come with built-in flashlights or USB ports for charging your phone. And that brings us to the next item on our list, number 18. Portable power bank. Okay, remember when we talked about electricity and it being one of the first things to go during a crisis? Well, you still can't afford to be cut off even if you're off-grid, and that's exactly where portable power banks come in. Phones are your maps, your flashlight, your emergency radio, your note keeper, your clock, and maybe the fastest source of news if things go bad. Plus, you'll need something to call or text. Now, a good survival-grade power bank should hold enough juice to charge your phone several times, so please don't settle for cheap pocket-sized ones that barely top off a battery. Look for something high capacity, at least 20,000 milliamp hours, and make sure it's tough, the kind of thing that can get tossed around in a bag or left in the rain and still work when you plug it in. Better yet, get a power bank with a solar panel to be 100% proofed